is Red Radio, powered by UBA, Africa's global bank.
Okay, a bit more of a fun question now. So, obviously, I think I've touched on it before. Well, my name is Elumelu, so obviously, my dad is Tony Elumelu, and I have a dad that people know is a public figure. But I wanted to ask, when do you think at what stage in my life do you think I realized that you were a public figure? Like, when do you think it finally dawned on me that...
That's a good question. I think, yeah. So I never asked myself that question, but I know your mom and I will talk about it once in a while. Just like we talk about it now with your brothers, and you and I have also talked about it with your brothers, about your brothers. But I think it may have been from much later, like in recent years, honestly. I don't, even your sister, the triplets, at times I wonder if they even know anything like that. But if you recall, you might not recall, right from time, I've kind of like invested extra passion, time, and efforts on you in particular, the first, There was a time when I was leaving UBA as the CEO. You were 8 years old then. And I recall saying that I would like you to address the crowd. That day we invited, we had over 3,000 people in the audience. And I recall in the morning when we went to look at do the recce, the stage, and then you got there, you might not remember. And I
remember.
And you started crying. And your mom said, please, I should leave you. I should not. I said, no, you're not going to die. You should. And thanks to your grandmom, she said, okay, she just talked to you. She helped calm you down. I spoke to you as calmly as I could. Well, my calmness is different. And then you picked the courage. Okay, that was for me the first sign. You picked the courage and you addressed the audience at the age of 8. Your brothers...
And how big? 3,000 people, you said?
Yeah, 3,000 plus. And I have the video forever because I'm like, and that to me was it. That was when you conquered stage fright and stage confidence and everything. Because you tell yourself, if at the age of 8 I address 3,000 people, what else can it be? And for me, it was so important because, again, talking of your parenthood and my parenthood, it's one of the things opportunity I didn't have. I was shy of speaking in public for a long time.
You were shy?
For a long time, I was. It's funny. You don't know. It took some courage and time to get to where I am today. But I was shy before. But look at you. So I just felt that my daughter should be different. Should be different. And I was so happy you lived up to expectation. And ever since then, you've been on a road. So that is so was important to me. And I think it just done, maybe like your friends, I think when you entered high school, when you went to the UK, maybe your friends would talk about your dad. Maybe that is one. I'm sure at home, I'm not sure there's anything at home to make you think that life was otherwise.
Yeah. Okay, no, thank you. I mean, it definitely wasn't from being at home that I was like, oh yes, daddy is XYZ. It wasn't that UBA thing either, actually, the send-forth.
No, it wasn't the send-forth. The send-forth, I just use that as an example.
Okay. No, but one would have thought the send-forth could be, right? Because
you're too young
which 8-year-old is speaking to 3,000? It wasn't the send-forth. I think... No, actually, the first hint at my dad might be somebody was when I was in primary school.
Are you serious?
And I think there are 2 different stages. The first one was when I was in primary school, and one girl would always tell me that, she saw my dad in the newspaper this morning, in the morning. And I was like, oh, okay. But I still didn't really think too much about that. I just thought, everybody's, newspaper. But when I realized maybe you're somebody, It might have actually been with the launch of TEF, but not in 2015. It was when Ogwa and I first came to our first.
2010. So TF was launched 2010.
The launch of the entrepreneurship program.
Yes, 2015.
Yes, entrepreneurship program. But not 2015 because we went in Lagos that year.
Okay.
So 2016, I believe, was the first time we volunteered. Mm-hmm. And just seeing the different entrepreneurs from different African countries, and I'm thinking, wait, who are they here for? Like why? They're here because of who? Oh, this man. Okay. That and then so that, because how are you able to bring so many people together, and then they're even talking about what you've done to help them. I was like, oh, this man might be somebody. And then besides that, I think probably also getting to the stage of entering university as well, because at that point I'm actually starting to realize, like, wait, some people actually follow you. Like, oh, wait, so why did they follow you? Oh, okay, they think there's something to be following. And around that time, you also got the Time 100 award. So I think that was a very big, the world actually sees you. This is a big deal. So those were the different defining moments for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's good to know. Good for me to know.
Yeah. Okay, next question. This is another fun one. So I know you're a very strategic man. You like to plan and look at things, look at factors very carefully, etc. So I wanted to ask, before you got married to mommy, did you know the type of profile you were looking for? I already know the answer is yes. Like, I know the answer is yes. But you can share.
Yeah, so no, I did. You won't believe. Even I will use paper to write down 10 things I wanted in a wife, you know.
I do that too. Wait, I do that too. Literally, I have a list.
You know, and I can tell you some. I would say intelligence, I would say upbringing, I would say God-fearing, that is especially religious or not religious. And I would say does person also love, person has to love me also. And then the parents must be supportive. No, certain things, I can't remember. 10 things I used to drop. So I always use that, you know. So, and yeah, that was it. Those were the things. And I recall one of my friends, Dr. Damaido.
Uncle Dan.
Yeah, telling me. So we're gisting. And I said, I'm looking for the right lady that I would date before marriage. And you said, but there's so many ladies in town, in Lagos. I said, yeah, but I'm looking for that. and then, you know, I said, but this lady, so well brought up, knew the parents, and, you know, very well. And I said, well, she said she's studying medicine in Uniben. And that was doing housemanship in Uniben. So that was how you mentioned your mom's name to me. I said, okay. And whenever I said one day I'll come to Benin, so then we can have dinner or lunch together. And so that was how
that's how you started toasting her.
Toasting her. The lines started falling in pleasant places, but they didn't fall in pleasant places initially. In my time, there's what we would call nailing. Nailing is when you're a lady and lady is not looking in your direction. So we say she was nailing me 6 inches, putting 6 inches, driving 6 inches nail on my head. But I kind of persevered because I kind of thought that, wow, this woman is really good. She has all the values I expect, I like, etc. And then, that was it. So I kind of figured the type of
strategic. Cool. No, I was wondering if your strategy extended as far as, were you also looking for someone from the same area? Because people don't know.
No. I didn't really. That was not it. That was not because.
Oh, so that was coincidental.
Yeah, that was coincidental. Nice. But that was coincidental. But Oh yeah, that was coincidental, but it was nice also. But it was not.
It didn't harm. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it didn't harm. Okay. Another thing I actually wanted to say, and then I now want to ask a question from it. So I want to touch on, your followers. Maybe the world sees you as, Tony Elumelu, lifestyle. I want to be soft like Tony. Everything is soft, his fashion, everything. Oh, this man, like they probably think you're a very chill dad, chill.
Am I not?
And I want people to know that
he's not.
He's. I don't know if chill is not the word. No, my dad, when we were growing up, this man was a strict man. He was a strict father, and I think people should know. Not that there's nothing wrong with lifestyle enjoyment, but.
Yeah,
don't think that it translates down to the kids too must just be jet setting and blah blah blah. No. So I find it very funny the way people are like, Tony Elumelu just seems so easygoing, blah blah blah. And you can be easygoing, but let's set it straight. You're also a man of principle.
Big one.
A very big man of principle, etc. And I wanted to ask, why have you decided to take this approach, perhaps this parenting approach of just being so being firm, not just me too, I'm a billionaire, my kids as well, the billionaires' kids,
I think in my viewpoint, our society today is a mirror of our families. Okay, and where parents fail in their role to mold, to set the right culture, the right foundation in the children, they veer off and becomes a problem. And so to me, it was also an issue your mom and I agreed on earlier on, that how to bring up children, I want to bring up children who are God-fearing, disciplined, who are not, there's a whole lot in the world today, Children today go into drugs, into all kinds of things, because parents failed to play the role they should play in giving them support at that stage. So if you recall, when we were living in LA, you and your sister, your younger sister, you were mass servers. You were mass servers in church. So you wonder, why did we do that? Because we wanted both of you to be, it's like, that is the heart of the Catholic faith, being mass server. The doctrine and principles of what the religion entails, being very... And I can see that, in all of you today, okay? And then if you even see your brothers, they too were mass servers, in London, and which is a way of training for the future, okay? So that you start imbibing some values. If you recall, when you were going to university, you might not remember, you and I had a conversation, very private conversation, you and I. And
please don't retell the conversation.
No, I won't retell. Well, you and I had a conversation. You see, but parents fail to play their part, and they don't put such issues on the table. It's best to do so that the child is guided, upfront. So those values are very, very important. Also, at times, some parents want to spoil their children, and at times they don't do it deliberately. They give so much money than what they need. When I got, there was an interview I granted, a RISE interview, when I told the world how much you got, have 500 pounds allowance a month. People were screaming, what? I said, yes, the university said, that's what you were getting. People couldn't believe it. But we needed to take, what we work for, Who are the heirs and the future beneficiaries of everything we're doing? You guys. But it's good to be disciplined. And it's good to be principled. It's good to bring children up in a certain way and manner. So all of that helps the family, but helps society. It helps us to create a better society. Because as I said, what you see today in the society, in the world, is a reflection of family value, broken family value and upbringing, etc. When you see certain actions out there, you start asking, what kind of upbringing did this have? So those are the reasons why. Training. Those are the reasons why we took the kind of project. And we also know when our children start developing, and you start to look at you staying. I left you in New York. I left you in a hotel. It is something I could never, ever have done at a time, or if I didn't know that you have been brought up in a way that you would be disciplined to come to what was ever. So, so what we reap today will be the outcome, reward of the past.
Or you sowed.
Or the past. So that is so. It can be, I know for some of you it can be frustrating, it's difficult that. But it has helped. And by God's grace to keep helping. And then you also be example in society and everyone, children. So that is an advice to every parent, that, as I say, it is not for lack of love that you take certain position as parents. No, it's even because of love that you take those tough decisions so that the child or children who grow up to become better people in the society, better so that will not abiding, better behave, God-fearing.
No, on that God point, the Bible even talks about spare the rod and spare the child. I'm not saying this is not about beating. This is not about beating. But the principle applies, I guess.
No, but if you look at all of you, there's no child who have ever beaten. All of you. All of you. Well, all of you. No one child has ever been beaten, but you know what you cannot do. I know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a few more questions.
If you remember, even nights sleeping out with your friends, I would never tolerate that. If you remember also, not being back in your house by 7 p.m. was not acceptable.
No, it was 6. Daddy, don't forget it was 6.
I think it was up to 7.
No, it was 6.
Okay, now I'm reminded. Okay.
Exactly. It's all for a reason.
There's one point though, what you said about is soft life like Tony, and I like the point you're making. People need to know, even for Tony himself. It doesn't become soft like that overnight. Because at times, in as much as we aspire to be, we need to know that there's a time you sow, there's a time you sow, and there's a time you reap. If you want to start reaping immediately, no, it doesn't work. There's a time you make sacrifices. That soft tone you're seeing today, make sacrifice at the time. Make sacrifice so that later in life, you can now enjoy life. So it's a good point.
Thank you. Okay, I want to touch on social media. Yeah. So I guess we're going back to that soft Tony life anyways. But I did a scroll that I found quite interesting. So I scrolled down to the bottom of your Instagram page and saw that your first post was made in 2015. And this was when you were launching the entrepreneurship program, the foundation program. And I remember at the time when you said you had an Instagram account, and I was just cringing, thinking, wait, what are you trying to do on Instagram? Like, what? Why would you want to come on this app? And then 6 years later, I checked, you actually had your first Instagram reel. Quick question, do you know what that reel was by any chance?
Hold on, let me think. Good question. Hold on. Was that about your mom's birthday or something? Your mom's birthday? I can't remember.
No, actually, okay. No, it wasn't mommy's birthday, but actually, maybe you get a point because mommy's birthday, you posted a live stream video. Yeah. But no, this reel was the launch of Aura by Transco.
You are kidding.
No, I'm not even kidding. It was the launch of Aura by Transfer, and I remember when they were even trying to then make reels, you and your team, and I was just thinking, why are they trying to now make videos? What is going on? And it's so interesting to see how obviously your social media presence has skyrocketed. And if I actually even say so myself, I feel like after you made, corporate influencing a thing, people have tried to adopt it as well.
Plenty.
Mm-hmm. But I wanted to ask, maybe to get some insight into what was going on in your mind when you decided to come onto social media. Was it at any point, was it trying to be a type of PR promotion for you and your businesses, or was it actually just vibes? You wanted an Instagram account, or what was the reasoning?
No, so I think when we wanted to launch TF, the entrepreneurship program in 2015, I think I was in LA.
Yeah, we were in LA.
Yes. So I recall there's something on Instagram they used to call, or is it Twitter or Instagram? Instagram they used to call thunderclap. Thunderclap. So it's like amplification of information or event. So I recall that then we wanted to create awareness. Are you there?
Mm-hmm.
wanted to create awareness about the program. We wanted young Africans to apply. And so if I recall, I had to reach out to a few friends. I reached out to this musician called Akon. He was in Atlanta.
We know Akon.
Yeah, okay. And I reached out to Jimon. Jimon is an African female.
Jimon Honsu.
Yeah, Jimon Honsu in LA. Okay. So these are some friends. So why was I reaching out to them? Because they were influential.
Yeah.
Because they were influential. So I reached out to them to help us amplify what we were trying to do. So after that, I said, wait. And as you said, even if I say so much, I try to see beyond today. It has helped me in business, the power of foresight. The power of foresight. Yeah. I just told myself that the way the world is evolving, this platform should not be discounted and should not be discounted. Yeah. So as I would always do, I convened the meeting of my people. I said, guys, let's put things together. Let's strategize. What this space, do we ignore this space or do we get onto it? We had a debate. And some said no, some said yes. And I think I cast the last vote and the deciding vote. I said, let's go ahead. Let's try it. Right. That's how we started. So it was more from point of view of, I just kind of felt that this is like a media organization.
Yeah.
The fact that I was looking for this other guy to help us amplify what we were doing. I said,
why can't you do it?
Yeah. So that's how we started. From 1 to 10 to 20. I mean, today, over 2 million followers on Instagram. Yeah. About over 2 million on Twitter. About 2 million on Twitter. Over 2 million on LinkedIn. 1.7 million on Facebook. I mean, I say to people that we'll have our own media organization.
Literally.
That is.
Literally.
And I've tested it when I needed to comment and complain about oil thefts in Nigeria. I just Twitter, a post on Twitter, and that it went viral, and policymakers responded. So, yeah.
That's very cool. And I think another thing to take from this as well is consistency is key, because some could also think that maybe you blew in 2021, but you guys had been at this social media thing since 2015. And at the time, people like me probably even laughed at you. Yeah. But now... yeah, exactly. Okay. Final 2 questions.
Okay.
I think the penultimate one, I'm going to ask, do you ever see some aspects of yourself in me? So it's not the same as the first question, but what traits of yourself do you think like, oh yeah, Uge has this?
Okay. Even the world sees it. That's it. I think I have replicated myself. God, not me, because not by my design, in you.
Yeah.
You know, you're quite outspoken on issues. You know, you're very, very principled. But I even think you're more principled than I am.
Really?
Yeah, you're very principled. You're quite analytical, and you're thoughtful. I think you're better than me in some areas because you have more empathy than I do. But you are, for me, when I want to get a goal, when I want to achieve a target, nothing distracts from that. I know if you look at you finish your at LSC and you said, I was hoping for you to go and join Mackenzie as you said you want to do a law conversion. And it was tough trying to, I didn't accept it, I didn't support it for other reasons. But you were quite consistent about it, At some point, okay. So for me, I like law, but because we were already on a trajectory for you, consultancy, Mackenzie, etc. I thought you should just go. But you insisted that you would like to do laws and that. And I said, okay, no problem. Just 2 more years or 3 more years to it. And that's it. So that's the kind of quality I have. I think you're very, very disciplined. I'm very disciplined. You know, early as I think you were 10 years old or less than that. 11 years old when you decided to start Lent, fasting, the Catholic fasting of Lenten season, and you just said you will not eat meat. I'm like, this you're small.
For like 40 days.
And 40 days, you didn't eat, even though you're a meat person. I'm like, this is a different kind of human being. And so you're very disciplined. And then of all my children, maybe because you're the first or the most prepared, you're the one that followed my footsteps, both on kind of issues that the business terrain the most, you know what I do the most. You can almost write a book on your daddy on his business principle.
No, if they ask you to give a speech, I will know the talking points.
Exactly. So gradually one is replicating himself, which is what we live for. You want your successors, your children to carry it's not just biological DNA, but this DNA, this other one is very strong, and I can see that in you. Discipline.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, discipline. Even when I think, oh no, again, you can be more disciplined in this aspect, I think it comes to my mind a lot because it's something you go on about a lot with the 7 of us, that discipline. I even say to my friends that, you guys, I need to be more disciplined on that. Do you know that discipline is the root cause of all your problems in life? Sorry, lack of discipline. I'm always like, lack of discipline is the root cause. So I try and be more and more disciplined as well, because like you even say, it's just so important.
That is good.
Yeah. Okay, final question. But I'm sure you've enjoyed your time with us.
I have. But it's also a discovery session with you, because there are things about you have discovered too, like you're telling me when you started thinking your dad might be someone. That was quite interesting. I'm going to ask your siblings that question.
No, you should. I want to see what they say as well, actually. But okay, my final question: what do you want your legacy to be?
That's quite interesting. For me, it's in different compartments. Family-wise, I want disciplined children, God-fearing, well-brought-up children. Very, very important. That's a worthy legacy. And I hope that they too are able to bring up children, offspring who are also disciplined, and it continues like that, and they be shining examples in society. That's very important to me. And on the business side, I want to build to last, businesses that are built to last, and businesses that impact humanity and society positively, and just businesses that stand out as role models, very important. And then finally, on the issue of humanity, mankind, society is trying to continue to economically empower people, democratizing prosperity, democratizing luck, helping, to address societal challenges realizing that what counts, and truly, that is the ultimate legacy. And what counts is the lives that you touch, the impact that you create, the role you play in making society a better place. While it's alive and even when you're dead. Look at Rockefeller Foundation today. They are at the forefront of this climate change issue, etc. Even though the man is the founder is long dead. Yeah, but that is also why it's good to have one of the great children, and then make sure you have you define what happens in your life when you're going, while you're alive. Very important. So legacy, impact, humanity, positive impact on humanity. For us, especially in Africa, there's nothing that's more important in Africa than prioritizing our young ones, creating economic empowerment for them, making sure that prosperity reigns in Africa, and having all businesses embrace the doctrine of Afro-capitalism so that we too can play our own role in helping to make society a better place through our business engagements and activities. Madam Oge, it's been nice talking to Oge Elumelu. Conversation with Oge.
Yes, Africa and everywhere.
Africa and everywhere. I love that. Okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
And then another thing about you, you have a lot of two things. I'm very inquisitive. You are very inquisitive. And,
I'm very.
And then you're very aggressive. Look at how you pursued me for this interview. That your listeners must know.
My dad,
your listeners must know that you're very aggressive. Look at how you pursued me on this interview.
I kept telling him, please prepare time, 1 hour block out. Then we had arranged the time.
In the bathroom. I said, look at this.
We had arranged the time. He was eating. He said he'll call me back. I called him. Then he said, okay, he'll just go to the bathroom. And then 7 minutes passed, and I'm asking, are you still in the bathroom?
All right, take care.
Okay, thank you very much again. Bye. Okay.
Online and in your ear. Red Radio. Feel the pulse.